today, were Fulham robbed?
Well, they were robbed of a perfectly good goal, in my opinion, in the first half. You know, thanks to the intervention of VAR. You know, the foul that was adjudged to have taken place, there wasn't a single player appealed for it, for example. You know, this is Fulham winning the ball back deep in their own half, and they break. You know, Muniz does really well to hold it up. It's a great through ball for Josh King, who times his run brilliantly, still got a lot of work to do, steps inside the defender and reverses it back. But in their wisdom, VAR stepped in and said that that was a foul. And OK, Muniz treads on Chalobah's foot, but the actual description that was used was that it was a careless challenge. Well, in my opinion, you can't make a challenge on an opponent if you have possession of the ball. And Muniz has possession of the ball. So it's an accidental treading on an opponent's foot. And Carlton, I'm baffled.
The goal should have stood. There's no argument about it. And as I said before, the referee gave the decision. VAR intervened. There was no complaints from any of the Fulham players. No,
and I think it happened right in front of Robert Jones as well.
No complaints from any of the Chelsea players. But when you're saying, I've thought about this, and for all their dominance, Fulham played very well in that first half. But for all their dominance, they didn't make the keeper work. I don't remember Sanchez having to make a save. Yeah. So you can say, well, Chelsea stayed in the game to win the game. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what you have to do sometimes, you know? You can dominate the game in terms of possession, which Fulham did. They got themselves into good situations, which they did. They scored a perfectly good goal. If that goal would have stood, I think we'd be talking about a different end of the game, because at that point, Fulham were dominating it in possession, but not in chances created.
Is this an unwanted, I guess unwanted trend? I wouldn't call it a trend. Is it luck just not going their way in terms of Fulham? Because prior to the match, I think Marco Silva gave a pre-match interview, didn't he? And he said that United's goal shouldn't have stood when Leny Yoro pushed Calvin Bassey in the lead-up to that deflected goal there. Has the decision gone against Fulham in an unlucky sense? Have they been unlucky so far in the league?
Well, listen, when you say unlucky, I thought they played OK against Brighton. I thought that was a fair result. They got the late goal against Brighton. Against Manchester United, I thought Manchester United should have been maybe out of sight in the first 15, 20 minutes. I thought Fulham came back very, very strongly. They would argue that maybe they should have won the game, but I think a draw was a fair result.
But that's in my opinion, that's a foul on
No, it's a foul.
Therefore, yes, the fact that Fulham don't get awarded the free kick there,
the fair decision.
I think it's bad luck for Fulham on that situation, and it's cost them heavily. And I thought it was really bad luck on Fulham today that the goal that Josh King scored was disallowed for a foul that happened in the other half of the pitch in the build-up to the goal. And nobody, you know, we're watching it at the time, Carlton, aren't we? And normally, as it happens at full speed, we go, that's a foul.
Is VAR getting involved too much at this point?
Well, I was only concerned about that, whether he was onside or offside.
Yeah, and as it happened, my instinct was, I said, I think he was still in his own half.
Onside. So, right, but their argument is, Michelle, that VAR is getting more right than it is wrong. But the argument is with that VAR decision. Now, say if they didn't have VAR, we wouldn't have had the 8 minutes added time and Chelsea wouldn't have scored. Yeah, it's a problem. For me, I know, listen, if it's... for me, I don't like the slowing down of the game. And for me, there's always been, and there always will be, even with VAR, it'll still be contentious. How many times we've been in the studio and we've had the benefit of cameras and we're looking and we're looking and we're looking and we're still not sure.